It's not in Mumbai, but it is in another regions. But did they enable now for the Mumbai also? The Mac EC2? Yeah. Okay. But it was there already, Mac EC2. Guys, okay, let's go to VPC. VPC. VPC is regional or not? VPC is definitely regional. I hate the new experience. Okay, so here. So guys, before going to this, so we have something called here VPC Wizard. We launch VPC Wizard. If you click on launch VPC Wizard, everything will be done automatically. Do you see this here? We have only one private subnet. Sorry, public subnet. VPC with single public subnet. If you select this, it will create /16 CIDR and /24 subnets with only one public subnet automatically. If you go for VPC public and private subnet, see, you have public subnet with NAT and the private subnet. And also you have a VPN and also here a hardware. So basically, if you need to have this kind of architecture, directly you can go and click on select and it creates automatically. But if you do this, you don't learn and you don't understand. So that's the reason why let us learn the difficult way that, not difficult way, manually, and then we will easily, if you do manually, you can easily do the troubleshooting and all. But remember, this VPC wizard is automatic process. I don't recommend to do that. Okay, let's do it manually so that you will very well understand, and also it will be easy for troubleshooting purposes. Okay, so on the left side you have VPCs. Guys, we already have a default VPC. Don't delete default VPC. Okay. One question I forgot to ask. In our default VPC, how many subnets are there? 3 subnets are there. Please keep your mic closer. Guys, can you hear me well? Yeah. Check Ashish from your end. Okay, guys. So we have 3 subnets. Can you tell me those 3 subnets are public subnets or public and private subnet or only private subnets? Excellent. Public subnets. Very good. If you're able to answer that, then it's done. It's done. Very good. All 3 are public subnet. If it is private subnet, how can you connect it directly from your laptop to your EC2 instance? Isn't it? And can you tell me the default VPC has NAT? This default VPC has a NAT?
No.
Very good. No, because there is no private subnet. If there is no private subnet, what is the use of NAT? Very good, guys. Impressed. And why that's why we are using internet also. Yes, internet gateway. We don't have private. Internet gateway. Internet is using from internet gateway. Okay, guys. Let us go and create a VPC. The same step that we have learned. Create VPC. Name, I call it as Mumbai VPC. Okay. And what is the CIDR that we should be using it? You should respond. 192.168.0.0/16. Okay. And here, no IPv6, keep it default. Tenancy should be default or dedicated. Guys, go for default. Don't go for dedicated. Go for default and click on create. So VPC is created, guys. Mumbai VPC is created. What is the next step? Internet gateway. Let's go to on the left side. You have internet gateway. So you have already default internet gateway. Don't touch it. Let's create our own new internet gateway. I call it as Mumbai IGW. Click on create. Guys, Mumbai IGW is created. After that, it is in detached mode. We need to attach it, right? So right click, Attach it to VPC. Which VPC I need to attach? Mumbai VPC. Got that? What's the next step? You tell I do. Public subnet. Very good. On the left side, you have subnets. On the left side, click on subnets. Guys, you already have a 3 default subnets, which is a default VPC subnets. Don't delete that. But remember, have /20. Remember, guys, we use our formula /20 meaning 4091 IP addresses. Na? Did we saw that already? Yes. So let's go and create a new subnet. I call it as public subnet. Which VPC? Mumbai VPC. And availability zone, I told you, each subnet should be associated to one availability zone, one subnet, one availability zone. I go with 1A. And what is the CIDR for the public subnet? 192.168.1.0/24. Very good. Create. Boom, public subnet is created. Let's go and create private subnet also. Which VPC? Mumbai VPC. And this time, instead of putting 1A, I've already done for 1A. Let's go for 1B. And what's the CIDR for this? 192.168.2.0/24. Create. What's the next step after subnets? NAT. On the left side, do you see this NAT gateway? Click on NAT. Do we have any NAT? No, because the default VPC doesn't have any NAT. Let's go and create one NAT. So guys, NAT should be, which subnet I should select here? We just created a public subnet, right? Select that public subnet. Very good. And I told you that we need to allocate one elastic IP. There is no elastic IPs here. I am clicking it, and then one elastic IP is associated. And click on create NAT. Click on close. So this is Mumbai NAT. NAT is getting created. What's the next step? There is a question, is this IP charged? Can you answer yes or no?
Yes.
No. 5 IPs are free. Very good. Very good. Super. Okay, what is the next step? Routing tables, right? On the left side, you have a routing table. Route tables. So guys, here, keep this in mind, there is a certification question here. Whenever you create a VPC, a main routing table is created. A default routing table is created. Whenever you create a new VPC, a default routing table will be created. But guys, do we use our default routing table anymore? We should not use, I don't use default anymore. So let's go and create our routing table. So what is the first routing table? I call it as public routing table, public RT. Which route table? Which VPC? Mumbai VPC. And I'll create another routing table called private routing table. Which VPC? Mumbai VPC. Guys, so I created public routing table and I created private routing. So public routing table. Do you see this? We need to write. We need to add a routes na to internet gateway. Yes. Select public routing table. Here you see the routes here at the bottom. Select the routes. Edit routes. Add routes. Guys, all traffic meaning what? 0.0.0.0/0 should be routed to. Tell me, all traffic should be routed to internet gateway. Do you see this internet gateway here? Select that internet gateway, click on save routes. And you have subnet association here. Guys, can you tell me which subnet should be associated for this? Public subnet. Edit subnet. Which subnet we should select? Public subnet. Set. That's all. So we need to do for private routing table also. Go to routes, edit route, add route, /0 should be routed to this time. NAT. Fantastic, fantastic. Save routes, close. And which subnet should be associated? Private. Boom. Guys, you have architected the VPC, right? You understood? Excellent. That's how nicely that you have done. But yeah, so now we have architected VPC, and what we do is now let's go and launch an EC2 instance. Can you tell me how many EC2 instances we should launch for now? Two EC2 instances. One is on Bastion, and another one is a private machine, right? Let's go and do it. So let's go to EC2. I hate this. Satisfied? No. Submit. So here, let's go and launch. But guys, before launching the EC2 instance, should we create our own security group? Because we don't like to have, right? Let's go and create our own security group. See, security group. But remember, there will be a default security group now. This is also a certification question. Whenever you create a VPC, a default security group of that VPC will be created. But we don't use the defaults anymore. Let's go and create, I call it as Mumbai SC, Mumbai Security Group. Which VPC? Mumbai VPC. Guys, here, your which? Should I show you with Linux or should I use Windows? You want Windows or Linux? I think most of the people is going to. Let's go for Linux. Okay, because Windows even Jujube can do it. Wait, you want to see how to log into Windows? You know, right, already how to log into Windows. Yeah, then let's go with Linux, which is little bit. Windows is very easy. So let's go for Linux. So Linux meaning here, which I will go with SSH and my IP created. So here, guys, Mumbai SC. Guys, here, remember we have a very good habit that we should have all traffic by itself. Yes. Yeah. So copy this group security group ID and create a rule with all traffic. Select and give it self. So this is a very good habit to have all the traffic allowed from itself first. For itself first. It's a very good habit. Whenever you create any security group, please do this here. Right? Do this here. Got this, guys? Okay. Now, let's go and launch an EC2 instance. Launch. Okay, I'll go with this Eratopy, Red Hat. Next. And guys, here, in which VPC that we should be using it now? Mumbai VPC. And we have public and private subnet. See? Let's go with public subnet. And we need to enable the IP, na? Public IP. Yes. Keep all these things default here and click on next. Next. I call this as Bastion server. Next. Create a new or select existing? Select existing. Which one? Mumbai SC. Don't select the default. Remove it and then fuck it. While it is getting ready, should I launch another private machine? Yes, let's go and launch private machine. Red Hat. 1 second. I want AWS CLI. Where is that AWS CLI? Is there anywhere installed? There is no CLI here. Okay, we'll install CLI for our purpose. Okay, select. Let's select Mumbai VPC. Select private wala. Guys, for private subnet, do we need the IP? Do we need public IP? Definitely no. Perfectly disable it. Next, next, and I call it as private. Next, select this guy, private, and then launch. View instance. Guys, everyone clear till here what I did? Nice. Okay. So now which one? Is it possible to log into the private server directly? Definitely no. How should I log in? First, I need to log into where? Which machine? Bastion, and then from that and from there to a private server. So let's log into the Bastion. So let's open and the Putti. Yeah, let's go with. Alright. Do you see this? This is a public DNS here. Usually we should have public DNS, no? Right. How to get that public DNS? Very simple. Go to your VPC. Go to Mumbai VPC. Here you have edit DNS host names. Enable that. That's all. And here there is no public DNS, na? If I refresh, abracadabra. You got that. Okay. So let's select this and put it here. Appearance. Connections. (9 a.m. batch, and I log in. Wow. Guys, do you see this here? We are successfully able to log in to the EC2 instance that we have architected. Right? Step 3 we have given Mumbai VPC now. Okay? No. Guys, you understood? So this is usually if you understood and if you cleanly architected the VPC, then only you will be able to log in. Otherwise, you cannot log in. Okay? Right. So here we have logged into this. Excellent. That is too good. Now, from here, I need to log into where? From here, I need to log into the private machine, the second one. So guys, can I log into the private machine directly from outside? No, definitely no. So do I have any public IP? No. So what is the IP that I should use to log in? The private IP. Or here you go to connect and here you see the command here. Here you see the command. Why you said NAT? No. Do you see this here? This is the command to log in. But guys, I have not logged in yet. Do you see this here? It is asking for 9am bash.pem file. But if I do ls here, do I have that PEM file to log into this? No, that meaning we need to get this PEM file over here. So the best and easiest way to get this PEM file, not PPK, this is PEM file. PEM file is, guys, go to the PEM file. Sorry. PEM file. So do you see this 9am batch PEM file? Edit, open that, and do you see this? Copy the entire thing here, and we will create here vi. It should be same the name 9am batch.pem. Boom. Press I for insert mode, and right click. Guys, my key is ready here. Guys, you understood what I did here? Yes, right? I just copied and I have this 9am batch.py file here. That's all, simple. And here, now, I need to chmod 400. I need to give the read permissions here for this file, chmod, right? 40 meaning read permissions. Right, should we try to connect to this machine now using SSH? Let's do this. Boom. Wow. Do you see this, guys? From 1.13, I have now into 2.154. What is 2.154 here? Do you see this? 2.154 is a private server. Understood? Guys, understood? How did I logged in from Bastion to private here? So this is the concept of the in diagram that we have learned, the third one, right? If it is connecting from the internet, this is the process how you are connecting from the internet. But if you are connecting from the company directly, you can connect to here, like SSH, you can do directly to this private servers because you have a VPN there. Is this clear till here, everyone? Any questions? Nice. So this is how you architect it here, right? What is Control C? Now I killed it. Control C, I killed it. Basically, I aborted this. I aborted to the next line. So, yeah. So, okay, right. So now, guys, I am into which machine now? I'm in my private machine, right? Can I able to access internet from here? Can I download something here, guys? Can you tell me one thing to download here? I'll going to root sudo minus I. Let's say yum install wget, small one. Can I install this wget? Yes. Guys, do we have internet access from this private server? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. How we have this internet access for this private server? Because through NAT. Because we have the NAT routing. So where is, see, complete. So that meaning I have internet access. Can you tell me where did I plugged in? Where is the link? The private server here, the private server is able to access internet. Where? NAT is there. NAT is there, but where did I connected this NAT to this private server? Yes, routing table. Guys, which routing table? Public routing table, private routing table? You didn't understand. Where I am here? In private server, right? Private server meaning that is public routing table, private routing table. Private routing table, right? If you go to this private routing table here, route table, if you select private routing table, which subnet is associated? Our private subnet is associated 2.0. So that meaning where did I log in? I mean 2.0 only, na? That means it is this subnet is associated to the private routing table, right? And all traffic is routed to the NAT. So this is the link. This is the plugin. This is the plugin where we are talking about. So all the traffic from the private subnet is routing to the NAT. But if I go and remove this like this, the routing has been removed. Do we have internet access now on this machine? Should we try? Yum install httpd. Do you have internet access here? No. Do you see this timeout? Do you see this timing out here? Right, because there is no route. NAT is there. Guys, NAT is there, but there is no route. So this subnet, which is 2.0, which is associated to the private subnet, all traffic, which traffic is, where is it routing? There is no route to the NAT. So do we have internet access here? See? No. You understand? It's all about routing. It's all about routing. So if I start giving it again, okay, I'll kill this process. Okay. Now I'm going and giving the route. All traffic should be routed to the NAT. I'm giving internet access to the private subnet. So now will he able to access it? Yes. So guys, here definitely. So can I install AWS CLI? Should we install AWS CLI because we have VPC endpoint also? VPC endpoints meaning what? VPC endpoint meaning it will access only AWS services, na? How do you access AWS services from the CLI? Right? By installing AWS CLI, right? So should we go and install AWS CLI quickly? I have somewhere. Okay, so this guy. Okay, so here, what are the things that first I think we need to install? Python, right? Python 2. So yum install -y Python 2. So guys, now I'm able to see, I'm able to install because of that NAT. Okay, so next wget is already installed. So I'll just go and install this. Okay, this is done. Did you already tried all these things, guys? Installing? What? I think you already worked on the CLI. Okay, and then pip CLI. So it's installed. Guys, I just installed AWS CLI. Okay. Why, if you have a question in your mind, sir, why did you install AWS CLI? I just wanted to show you the VPC endpoint demo also. That's the reason why I installed AWS CLI. Guys, is it clear till here, everyone? I just show you how to remove the NAT, routing to the NAT and adding routing to the NAT. Yes, everyone. Now I'll remove the NAT. See, guys, I'll removing this stuff. Okay. So I have a requirement now that from the private subnet, I should not able to access any internet. What should I do? I just remove the NAT. Yes. Will I able to install anything here now? I was trying to, I was installing everything here now. But now let's do HTTPD, whether it is able to install or not. Because I removed the NAT. See, again, it is timing out here. It doesn't work. So now, clear? Guys, can I run AWS services now? AWS, let's say S3LS. Right? We have not created endpoint, but AWS S3LS here. So we need to configure the keys here, guys. What is the error here? Unable to locate credentials. Is it recommended to configure the keys, or what is the concept that we should use? Should we attach a role? Of course, if you select VPC endpoints also, how do you authenticate first of all? Using roles, na? Should we attach one role to our EC2 instance here, private EC2 instance? You understood? Everyone, right? So in order to access my AWS services from here, of course, we need to have VPC endpoint. We will create it. But first of all, if you assign VPC endpoint also, you need to first authenticate. That is a concept that we have with roles. So let's quickly go and create one role which has S3 permission. For example, I'm just giving taking an example. Okay, roles. I'll create a role to which you are attaching to EC2. Next, what kind of permissions that you need there? S3 permissions. Next, review it. What's the name we should give? 9 a.m. VPC endpoint. Create role. Should I attach that role to the private machine? Yes. Role VPC endpoint. Good. So guys, do I need to configure the keys anymore here? Let's run AWS LS here. See, previously, Fatak, it has given this locate credentials. Now it is dying to retrieve it. Because why? Why it is not coming up here? Because there is no NAT. There is no internet. There is no very good money there. There is no internet. No NAT. So now I need to access my AWS S3 LS, SW access. So what is the concept without NAT? One option is go and enable the route the NAT. Route it to the NAT. So I don't want NAT. What is another concept that we should use it here? VPC endpoint, or that VPC endpoint. Very good. So on the left side, you have endpoints. Do you see this? Endpoints. So create endpoint. Guys, here, to which service that you need to create an endpoint here? To which service that you need to accessing it? S3. Very good. Select S3 here, and you have select, oh wait, yeah, gateway endpoint. There are two types of endpoints here, gateway and interface. So guys, gateway, if you use gateway endpoints, basically, if you use gateway endpoints, you can do it routing as we did it now. But if you go for interface endpoint, it is something you can have a separate private link, or you can have something called Elastic, a separate network interface will be created, blah, blah, that is used for your load balancer, etc. But for this kind of purpose, you should be using gateway interface. Select the gateway interface. And which VPC that you should select here? Default or Mumbai? Mumbai. Select Mumbai here. And here the question for you here is, which routing table I should select it here? Public or private? Excellent. Dude, excellent guys. See. So this subnet, for this private subnet is routed to the routing table, right? This routing table. So you have tick boxes. Guys, this VPC endpoint routing can be done only for one subnet, or your wish. It's our wish, right? Or multiple subnets. You can do it for multiple subnets because there is a checkbox. So whichever, how many subnets you want. One subnet you can route it to NAT, one subnet you can route it to VPC endpoint, another subnet you can route it to Internet Gateway, another subnet you can again route it to the NAT, again another new subnet you can route it to VPC endpoint, your wish. So I'm selecting here at the moment only one subnet here. Next, that's it. Click on create endpoint. So guys, here, see, VPC endpoint has been created. Now, if you go for the routing table here, private routing table, is there any route? Wow, do you see this here? Yes, previously we are routing to NAT. Now, once it is VPC endpoint is created, automatically a route has been created, which is routing to the, guys, S3. We are routing S3, right? Or anything, all this, all this automatically a route has been created, which is going to the VPC endpoint. You understand? Once you created a VPC endpoint, automatically a route will be created, which is related to S3. We have created a VPC endpoint which is for S3 only. If you have selected some other service, another routing point will be created, which is redirected to the VPC endpoint. Guys, now, if I access now AWS S3 LS, will it work for me? Definitely it will work. But so let's create a AWS S3 make bucket. I'm creating a bucket. What's the syntax? S3 : / bucket name 9 a.m. BKT VPC endpoint, VPC-E. It's not created. So let's put region AP minus South minus 1. Guys, do you see this? AWS S3 LS. See, bucket has been created. If you put minus minus region, AP, it is confusing which region you should take it. Do you see this, guys? See, I'm able to access SD services. But can I install this? Will this command work? Let's try. See, guys, it is timing out again here. It is timing out. You understand? You understood the live example of the VPC endpoint? If you want to make that available, what is the routing that you should add it again? If you want to install, NAT. So plug and play, edit it, delete it, edit it at your wish. So which subnet you want to route it, you can route it. You associate that particular subnet for the routing table and start giving the routing there. Is that clear, guys? Any questions? Excellent. Excellent. So don't worry, whatever I'm doing it here, I have written in the notepad, what are the steps that you should be following it. I'll be sending that and you can do that also. No issues at all. And I have one topic left, which is VPC peering, which is VP peering. Should we take it and finish it today? Or will you move it for tomorrow? Okay, let's do one thing. So let's move it to tomorrow. So tomorrow would be the last day for us on the course, and we'll have tomorrow also we'll have a good time that if you want to speak to me, you can. I think tomorrow is a good thing to do it. And tomorrow what we do is again we will create the VPC again, and then we will do the VPC peering concept, and then we'll have a time for a chat. Guys, okay, so I'll be sending, so what to do to go back to our public server? What to do to go back to the public server? Here, exit. If you press exit, and then you're back to 1.13. So that means public server. So guys, this is how you do, but how to terminate, guys, once you are done this VPC practice, you should delete that VPC, right? So if you want to go to delete the VPC, directly you cannot delete the VPC. You will get so many errors. See, if you go and delete the VPC, you need to remove all these things first of all, right? You need to terminate the EC2 instances and you should remove the NAT. Then only you can able to delete the VPC. Let's go and do that. So terminate these two here. This is how you do it, guys. And don't keep your VPC running. Once you are done with the practicals, kill it off. Getting terminated. One is terminated. Yes, definitely you need to delete it. Definitely you need to delete it. So this is shutting down. So meanwhile, I'll delete the NAT also here, guys. So I'll delete the NAT. Delete NAT. It is deleting. Once you delete the NAT, the EIP will be free. You need to delete that EIP also. What's happening with this all the time? Yes, definitely. For doing this lab, no, it not much, doesn't charge much, but delete it off. Any questions? Meanwhile, yeah, let's go. Okay, so this guy got terminated, and let's see the NAT. NAT is also deleted now, and your Elastic IP also should be. See, it is there here. Release it to AWS, and let's go and delete the VPC. And rest, everything will be deleted automatically. You don't need to delete it one by one, right? Yes. So click on delete VPC. So don't delete your default VPCs, guys. Delete only the VPC that you have created. So this is the way we have to configure NAT and Bastion in the work. Yes, it is. This is the way. Definitely. Guys, any questions? Any more questions? No questions. Okay. So, Babji, please send an email. I don't know whether you have sent, or if please send again. You resend it. What I'll do is I'll send you this VPC PPTs and the material, and also the steps. Yeah. Yeah. Do it. And once I provide the steps, you can use that steps, and you can do this. And tomorrow would be definitely a last class for us. And tomorrow we'll talk about this VPC peering, and then we'll conclude it. Yes, we'll send that roles and responsibilities also. Okay. Can you give the final CC for today? Smile. It's good for health. You'll be smiling only today and tomorrow with me. Guys, those who have not done the feedback yet, so please do it. And guys, that is all for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.